get to the daggone page.
All righty. We are live at the SL Digital Media Podcast, Facebook Live with Ibn Anderson. He's on. He's going to tell us his journey. First off, I want to send a big shout out to Sony. I'm working with Sony. I'm working with the Field Mob, uh, Big James. I'm doing a couple things right now with Universal. I
Mm-hmm.
worked it out yesterday. Believe it or not, it's
Oh,
Universal and Sony.
I see it at the top too.
Yes, sir. Yep.
See the logo, the Universal
Yeah.
logo.
So
Okay,
they checking us out too. So
that's dope. That's
yeah.
real dope.
So
Congratulations, bro.
yeah. So we're gonna jump right into it. It's Ibn
Okay,
Anderson. Now, what people don't know is we used to be in the basement of 100X.
yes, we
I
did.
remember that, so
Uh,
it's funny because I talked to Lee about it. I said, Lee, do you realize how many people was in that basement? I
oh
said
man,
you had,
listen.
yeah, you, Rashid, 100X, and Ab Lava was down there. Um, but we
Hey,
gonna get
listen, his
into it.
cousin. But listen, his cousin, Pharrell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 You're
Can't
right.
forget
And a lot of
that.
people don't know that. A lot of people don't know
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
his
what's
cousin
happening?
is Pharrell. So we're gonna
Yeah.
jump into your story. It's
Okay.
Anderson,
Uh-huh.
aka the co-founder of Mesquite. I don't forget nothing.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, all right. I mean, what we doing here?
We're just doing walk the people through the journey. Your journey
Okay.
from, because I knew you when you was graph guy too. So,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, basically, you know, he really went. Scarface went back, to a time period that was really a major foundation. He also mentioned the graffiti thing. Like um, graffiti was what actually I was always an artist from a kid. Day one. As soon as I can get a pencil in my hand, crayon, whatever, I was always drawing something. And, but the game changer for me was the graffiti. Once graffiti hit, it was like I fell in love with graph, and that was like the thing that connected me to the art again. And that really made me want to go hard. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah,
Yeah.
look, 100x in the building.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my
Yeah, here
style.
we go. Yo, bro, what's happening? So that really made me go hard. That was the thing that really made me like have a newfound love for artistic expression. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying? Once
Yeah.
the graph popped off, and I went hard with that, and I pretty much did a lot of different things as a kid. Graffiti being one of them. I basically did everything from hip hop. I wrote rhymes and used to spit. Used to buy your shirts. Yup. You talking about used to buy the shirts in the schoolyard.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah, 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 yeah. I got.
so I
I'm
did.
actually doing a thing with him too. So,
Oh, oh,
yeah,
dope. Okay, cool.
yeah,
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's lovely to still work together with, cats and be able to, participate with things that we do now later on in life. But I did all that stuff. I did the graph. I did, I did the MCing. I did the DJing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Pretty much the
yeah,
break dancing. Anything you can do with hip hop, I did it. And it's funny, like just to kind of come forward to where I'm at right now. You talked about Mesquite. I actually started writing a book called The Mesquite Story, right? And
yeah,
the way that so it's called The Mesquite Story from Art to Fashion. But the way the book is written is for young entrepreneurs in art and in fashion. And it's not like I'm telling you what to do, but I'm giving you inspirational stories about my life and things that I went through. And is there to be that type of book that helps someone to possibly make a decision on something that they want to do, to be inspired, to chart a course for themselves,
yeah,
not to look at anything as being minimal or small. And it's funny because a lot of those stories and a lot of things I talk about is dealing with exactly what I just talked about just now. These, you
mm-hmm,
know, formative years. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop
yeah,
was such an influence on everything, you know, that I did as a teenager. And it's crazy when I look back. for no real reason. Like it wasn't. I'm not gonna say until I'm the ultimate hustler. I ain't gonna hype myself up and be all like that. But
Yeah.
when I look back on life, bro, I was able to monetize everything that I was into, even as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
without me even trying. It just happened that way. So to kind of bring it a little forward again, going backwards and forwards, you know what I mean, mixing the two.
Yeah.
This moniker that I have right now, like, yeah, my name is Evan Anderson. That's my government. But I market and brand myself as the entrepreneur. So,
That's what you are, though.
um,
You knew
yeah,
about
so that's
ownership way before a lot of people. Yeah, you know about
yeah. So it's like
ownership.
I chose that name for that reason, though. You get what I'm saying? Like it really just fit me. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to make something up and come up with something that just sounded cool. It was like, no, that's actually what I do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and writing a book, just reflecting on some things in life. You know what I mean? Helped me to kind of realize even further that that's just how it was. That's how it was written for me. So
Yeah.
that that's it. I'll let you go.
But look, I always knew, I always tell people
Mm-hmm.
this. Everything that happens for a reason. And
Mm.
there's no such thing of somebody got lucky in doing what they was doing. That was your destiny. You knew something about entrepreneurship, which a lot of us didn't at the time. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
see it. We didn't see it like that. We just
Mm-hmm.
saw it as he sold a shirt. You know what I mean? But in reality, you were an entrepreneur way back
Mm-hmm.
then, but you had a movement with Mesquine. And
Yeah.
that was the one thing I used to be like, man, I don't know how he did it, but he did something that was unique at the time. And because
Uh-huh.
sometimes it's all about timing. That's it.
And
You
that's
knew
true.
something, and that's like a revelation. You knew something during that time,
But
that
I
nobody
knew it
thought
before
about.
though. I knew it
Yeah,
before though.
yeah,
Because you gotta think back. South came and I bought a shirt in the schoolyard, right?
yeah,
Things like that. I had brands before Mesquite. You get what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
was pushing it and doing different things that were all similar under different brand names, different looks, but it was all wearable art stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was
Uh-huh.
mixing art and fashion together. And the reality of it is, it was the timing, like you said. By the time I got to the point that Mesquite was ready to pop,
Uh-huh.
I worked at Sean John for a year before
Oh,
that.
okay. I mean, yeah, I'm quite
Yeah.
sure you was
So
right there. You was right there.
yeah, I worked at Sean John and I really had the opportunity. I was blessed to learn a lot about the fashion industry because now I go from, my small companies into a company that's at that time they were doing like 80 million up to 100 mil. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I got to see how, a bigger company worked. I learned production. I learned a whole bunch of different things, logistics. I learned
You
about
knew about distribution and manufacturing.
yeah, and I was there. We had did some small stuff before that, but once I hit Sean John, it basically prepared me for Mesquite because the Mesquite thing blew up
Yeah.
right after I left from Sean John. You know what I'm saying? Like shortly thereafter. So it prepared me for being able to have a company that could, basically morph into a multi-million-dollar operation, and I was ready for that joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You definitely was
that's
ready
right.
because you was, I
Yeah.
mean, you was on it. I mean, it's funny because I looked at all those people in that basement ended up, fulfilling whatever they were really doing. Even though
Yeah.
100X never got that big deal, they still had a underground. Uh, uh, um, they were monsters back then on the
Mm-hmm.
underground hip hop.
Absolutely.
So to see, it was a lot of people in that basement that went on
Yeah.
and did like I did music. Remember, I ran into you in the
Mm-hmm.
California. We was near Capitol
Mm-hmm.
Records though, but we wasn't
Yeah.
actually going in the Capitol. We was down
Uh-huh.
there with Mutton from Temple.
Man, I'm
Well,
not sure.
Mutton. Well, look, let me tell you who Mutton is. Mutton
Excuse my
is
memory if I forget.
Well, no. I mean, you probably remembered him if you saw him because he used to be out.
Okay.
But remember when they did
Uh-huh.
that "What's Up" commercial?
Oh yeah, yeah,
They got
yeah.
away with the "What's Up," They did the "What's
The
Up" commercial.
Bud Light joint, right?
So that was their actual brand, their slogan, and from there, when I knew about it back then, but when I got there, he told me about Nick Cannon. So Nick
Mm-hmm.
Cannon had a do rag on, a baby blue do rag, and a sky blue shirt on, hung with us for like 2 days. And
Uh-huh.
he told, and Mutton and them actually wrote the drum line.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Dang.
it's funny.
Okay.
People don't even know Philly has something to do with Nick Cannon's career because they
Uh-huh.
took him under the wing and he was hanging with us the whole time. We went to the academic event. I went
Okay.
to I actually got scouted to do soap operas. I just didn't follow up on it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I ain't gonna be on One Life to
Okay.
Live. I said, man, I'm from North
They
Philly.
gonna change you
They
next.
would chase me down
They
the
gonna
street.
change you to the next Victor Newman, bro.
Yeah. So, the thing is, like I said, when I talked to Lee, I said, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
do you realize all of us was in this basement, and everybody went on and actually did something? Like I came out
Mm-hmm.
twice, and not
Mm-hmm.
many can ever say this story. Okay, here's a
Mm-hmm.
story for the ages. So we were signed to
Mm-hmm.
Colin. We were around this guy named Colin Davis. Colin Davis was up there where the Flavor Unit used to live at. That's North Jersey.
Okay.
So we used to
Mm-hmm.
hang up there. We used to chill over his crib, but because we were going back and forth to New York. Do you know Colin hooked us up? We didn't know who he was at the time. He just said, "Look, I got this guy. He on the rise." Da 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 da. It was Tupac. Tupac holding with us for
Hey.
2 days, never said a word, shook our hand, and just peeled off on the second day.
Mm-hmm.
We were down to
Mm-hmm.
Black Radio Entertainment. We went down there because we were being managed by one of Marvin Gaye's widows. Her name was something Gay. I
Oh
forgot her
wow.
name. Yeah. Well, she was actually Gerald Busby's daughter. So she was doing music
Okay.
too. So I've always been a part of being out there on the entertainment scene. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna start reaching out to the people once I started this that actually manifested itself from that. You became
Mm-hmm.
an entrepreneur, and you were way ahead of all of us on
Wow.
on that vision of
Uh-huh.
owning something to yourself. We still
Uh-huh.
didn't we still didn't get it. We just
Mm-hmm.
know you was a part of it, but nobody would actually say, "Oh, Maskeen or even own that." We still never said that. We just say sold T-shirts,
Uh-huh.
and that's what we did. And we still never understood. But as I got older, I said, you know what? Ibn was an entrepreneur. He was actually showing us what we could do, but you was just 20 years ahead of us.
It's crazy. I started in 1990, bro,
I
with my
remember.
first with my first company. So
Yeah.
this year marks it made 30 years for me this year, bro.
Wow.
I got 3 decades in this, bro. Three
Wow.
decades, man.
30
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I got 30. I'm talking
Yeah.
about 30 years. I've been doing this longer. You understand what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
I had 20 years ahead of that. I surpassed, those first 20 years of moving and shaping me. Pretty much got me ready to, I guess to be up in this.
Yeah.
Going back to writing this book. This book helped me to realize writing this book. I'm glad I made the decision to do so. And I'm talking about I'm writing it myself. I don't have no ghostwriters. Not one word. You understand what I'm saying? It's in the process of being edited. Right now, there's 7 chapters in the book, but the book itself has helped me to writing the book has helped me to realize a lot of things about myself. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
I really did a whole lot. You know what I mean? But I was able to realize the establishment of a lot of things. And I hope that when the book does drop, there are people that don't take for granted like those small things that happen within their life. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll do that. We'll minimize stuff and we won't look at it at the true value that it is, that you know something great is happening to you now and is preparing you for something.
Yeah.
It's not great in, you know, in scale sometimes. It's really just that life changing thing that might push you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To something later on, but you got to be able to look for those kind of like signposts as you're traveling. You got to be able to recognize that stuff, and you know, I just feel like maybe someone will read it and they'll be able to kind of like, even if they put their last year in reverse, you understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
look at their whole life in the last, 365 days and be like, damn, you know what? I'm really on one. You get what I'm saying? I'm really,
Yeah.
making some strides. And, take that energy and really thrust themselves forward and really go harder in whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's fashion, music, I don't, whatever it is, but just use that as the push. If I can get that off a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Out of writing this book, listen, the mission is definitely accomplished at that point, bro. You
Yeah.
know, because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to help at this point.
Yeah,
You know,
that's all you can do at this point, because you
yeah, I want to
actually
be able to.
have already done it, and now you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
teach it. But that's what you're supposed to teach people.
Yeah.
You're supposed to teach the ones, and then sometimes you got to bend a little for the ones that who are run a little astray, because you never know,
Oh
some of
yeah.
them turn out to be some of the greatest.
Oh no, all the time. You know that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of
Yeah,
the interesting stories when they get an interview, right? They tell you how
yeah,
wild they was or how off the course that they, you know what I mean? My
yeah,
life was going here and then I ended up here. Bang. Listen, that's how I go. You know what I mean? Everybody's stuff ain't really mapped out, charted out like that. A lot of people don't know what they want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
sometimes something happens, whether it's an internal epiphany or it's external. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Something happens that pushes in those directions. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So if I could do that on purpose by writing my little story down, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sharing that with the world,
Well, you definitely got a story. I mean,
it's
you
a
got a
part of it
story.
right here.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yep. This is
This
it.
is
Look,
it.
I just hit
So
you up. I said, look, I'm doing this. I know you. It was just a matter of, did you
uh-huh.
want to do it? So
Hey yo,
yeah,
I was in Chicago. You was like, look, I finally got to my drink. You was like, you doing the show or not?
yeah.
I
I
looked
got
at my
I got to get look. I got to get right at people because I
yeah,
know it,
yeah.
it
You
may
like, you
seem
doing the
funny.
show or not? I'm like,
Y-
yo, man, my bad. I was traveling. I just was, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Moving around, whatever. So
yeah. But I saw you wherever you was at. Some elevator that was see through. You basically saw all the floors looking on a foot. I was like,
oh no,
man,
that
oh
was at
yeah,
the
yeah,
top of the
yeah,
daggone building. It wasn't even an elevator, bro. It was a
yeah,
sky view. You step out onto the whole ledge. The
yeah.
bottom is clear, and
Yeah. What I wanted to tell
it's
you
just one of
also,
uh-huh,
even though we're recording now,
uh-huh.
I already tagged you, and it's actually going to be repetitive, so it never stops. So you
Oh
can
yeah.
share it whenever you want
Okay.
to. It's not going to pop
Okay.
off the
Cool.
screen. Yeah, so you're good no
All
matter
right.
what.
Dope. All
Yeah.
right. That's all right. Good to
So
know. You know what I'm saying?
so you're walking us through that. What's the next phase? I know
Okay.
you just said you want to help some people, but are you doing any more in the entrepreneurship stuff? Now I see you doing art.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I see you doing art.
Yeah.
So
And I do wearable art. I mean, I have a brand. Um, it's called Artifact.
artifact. Okay.
Artifact by
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
yeah,
think I did
Artifact
see
by
that.
the Orchard.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I currently have a brand called Artifact. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm in my studio now, Pyramid Studios. People can stop by to get it. Um, I have a online, store, e-commerce,
Yeah.
artifact.art. So I have that there. So I've been um, slowly developing it. Um, I wasn't really, so it's wearable art, but there's so many ways to do the same thing that I've done.
Yeah.
Just different iterations, different ideas, and things like that. Different positionings, of the brand in the market, stuff like that. So, Artifact is just something that's 100% me. All the other brands from Tri-Vibe, Funky Roots, Enduro, to
Yeah.
Mesquite, to Muzan Arcator, I had partners. And pretty much it's been the same guys, uh, for the whole ride. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm gonna
Um,
do? You know what
what's
I'm gonna
that?
do? Not to cut you off. I am working
No,
with
it's
these
cool.
people that are doing a deal with Sony and Universal. I like I said, I just
Mm-hmm.
talked to them yesterday. We got a little agreement going on. What I'm gonna do is a couple of their artists or whatever. Let me see if you can, push it because they can get radio and all that stuff. They hot.
Okay.
So they know
All right.
JD and all them guys, man. They serious. They serious.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, no
So
problem. I appreciate that.
yeah. So
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm doing
So
that. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
yeah. I'm
running
not.
that. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's one of
Yeah.
the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have my studio, so of course, it's funny. It's like I've always done art, but because my concentration has always been really wearable art, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's how we really kind of pushed our art to the people. Because if you really look at it, our community, you know, hasn't had the opportunity to have that level of participation in the art world, traditional
We
wise.
we
You know
don't
what I'm
even
saying?
own our neighborhoods. We don't even
Yeah.
own
So
them.
so you know, walking into an art gallery, you get what I'm saying? That whole type of environment, even to an art museum, you know, it always felt like we were kind of like on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And I think that when we did T-shirts with art on, that was the whole focus was we could bring art appreciation to our community instantly. Because one thing we all love to do is get dressed, get fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Put it together. You know what I mean? Put a nice outfit together. You know, we do that in our community. And I don't
Listen
care
to me. It's funny
where
you
you at.
said that. It's funny
Mm-hmm.
you said that because I tried to tell people Puffy and them started dressing like Philly because Philly was
Mm-hmm.
already rocking Versace and all that stuff in the 70s and 80s. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So and people don't know that he used to hang out in Philly a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
New York was not a better dressing like the men, they weren't out dressing the
Mm-hmm.
men in Philly. Not back then.
Yeah. I ain't trying to hear that though. Trust me.
Well, no, the only
No.
thing I saw them have was furs. I did see that, but Philly had that stuff too. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but
Yeah, so
anyway,
mm-hmm.
so you're also educating the youth, which is very
Mm-hmm.
good. Um, because a lot of people don't actually give back. They don't understand what giving back is because they're so wrapped up in their family that they don't understand. A lot some of these kids don't have a family. Everything's broken
Absolutely
up
not.
and it's a mom without a dad without a mom. It's all types of stuff like that. And because I've been doing basketball games for 22 years with Sunny Hill. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional PA announcer, period. I done did every arena. That's why I say
Uh-huh.
everybody walked a different path out of that basement. My
Mm.
path was to help, you know, uh, to shout out the kids' names from the fifth grade to give them a little bit of motivation to keep playing. So I can tell you from Carmelo Anthony, Rudy Gay, Kyle Lowry, Dion Waiters, everything strapped in Philly. Rasul, rest in peace. Rasul Butler, man, all these kids was just kids to me. Used to come up, yo, what's up? They just call me the voice, and
Uh-huh.
and I did their games, and you never know what type of impact. I know I had something to do with it. I wasn't the 100% person, but I played a part in doing it and helping
Listen,
them.
that's it. As long as we play our part, we don't have control over the percentage of how we affect anybody.
Yeah,
Period. But the point of it is to do stuff. So one of the things that I've done for like really more than the last 10 years, probably like the last 15 years, I've worked with my man Hearn, who is the co-founder of Peace and Love.
Yeah.
So, damn near from the inception, I've worked with them in different capacities, doing like shop and rock events inside of Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, where with fashion shows and stuff going on. We've done so many
Mm-hmm.
different things with colleges, creating things with the youth. You know what I'm saying? That had to do with art therapy, and not
Yeah.
just not just visual arts. I'm talking about spoken word and other
Yeah.
things that
Yeah, I figured you
are
would
forms of art.
you were an artsy guy all the way around the board. Usually back then, that conscious stuff, remember the conscious rap was still around when we was
Yeah,
in that basement.
yeah, no
So
doubt.
yeah, so we know about that conscious rap. In
Yeah,
fact, I got what's her name? Yvette Money. You remember Yvette Money
uh-huh.
from back in the day? Well, she's
Do
coming
I?
on Thursday. Yeah, she's coming on
Okay,
Thursday.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
So I'm reaching out to the hip hop community, and I know they're about
Mm-hmm.
over in their 40s, close to
Uh-huh.
50. And I just want to, make sure we talk to everybody and because sometimes if you wait on radio, radio don't wait on you.
No,
They
they're gonna
pick
do a whole
who's
lot of
hot.
good.
They pick
Uh-huh.
who they already done picked for that time. And that's,
Yeah.
unless you're doing P1, P1 or Radio 1, you might be able to use that avenue with Kathy Hughes. Um
Okay.
but Viacom owns Clear Channel, and they got the Cosmic Kevs and all of them. That's that P1 station.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
so I tell people all the time, don't let radio discourage you. If you're really a talented person, never stop doing what you love to do, because that could come back to hurt you in the long run. Because some people are bitter because they felt like they didn't get a chance or whatever. But no matter what, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it, because
Listen, you
trust
gotta
me.
keep doing it, and then I'm gonna tell you this: you gotta take what you want in life. That's just it.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you got to do that.
that's just it. Like if you're not being active in your field because somebody didn't do something that you thought that they should have did for you, you're gonna lose every time. Because it ain't
Oh
about
yeah,
somebody doing something for you. It's about you doing something for yourself first and foremost. Is this what is on your mind all the time? Is this a thing that you know brings out the most positive energy, vibes, thoughts? You get what I'm saying? Going through that process of creating. You don't let nobody slow you down from that.
yeah,
And
you're right.
things happen because of the amount of energy that you put into what it is that you do. You're not going to be, because at that point, when you feel like that, it's like, were you doing it for recognition? 9 times out of 10 is yes. Even if you didn't start out doing it for recognition, at this moment you are, because you're looking to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
buy this radio station because you feel as though your talent should be recognized. Listen, do you recognize your own talent? You get what I'm saying?
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
you
thing
got to
that
recognize.
counts. You
Yeah.
gotta recognize your own talent. You gotta believe in yourself first. And maybe that's what they smell. Man, this guy don't really believe in himself. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you walk through the door, so they overlooked you. Man, there's too
Well,
many
you got
stories
people
about
that
people that
you
were
you got people
overlooked.
that will work hard though. You got people that will
Yeah,
work real hard and outwork a person sometimes with talent. So that's always been the case. Sometimes people
yeah,
want to deal with a person that want to work hard, because sometimes you get somebody who talented, they might be a little lazy and too, you
and
know,
that's it, because they count on their talent too much. The whole point of it is you gotta put all of it together. You get what I'm saying? You gotta have work
you
ethic.
definitely got to do
Look,
that.
it's 10 o'clock. We doing a podcast. I'm still in my studio. I do this every night. You said 10 o'clock. Did I say, man, it's too late? I'm in the house.
No,
I'm doing this. I'm
no,
rubbing my feet. Man, ready to take a bath. Oh, nigga, I'm in getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Until it's time to go. until I
Don't
complete
stop.
what I can. My mission for now, I don't stop. I'll be 48 this year. I
Yeah.
go hard in the paint. Listen, I don't even post on social media in that way. When I look at these people, the way that they post, I'm like, these niggas can't be working. They can't. In my
No, they ain't.
mind, you are not working. You
They watching
talking.
TV.
No, you talking. You think that talking and running your lips is working.
He said,
And
"Running the lips."
you think that I know because if I got to take a picture, I know the type of time that it can take to create that picture. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
you look at people's sites and it's like, man, they got perfect pictures on this joint. The lighting and the shading is proper. All the color corrections is on every item.
Uh
Listen,
huh.
you look at their page, the whole grid looks cohesive. That's because everything is. So that's what you spend your time doing. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
actually spend
you don't
my
take the
time.
time to learn it. You don't
I'm
take the
actually
time.
spending my time actually doing what it is. Like they I don't know. It's like the item that they want to kind of like push on people is, the thing that they spend a lot of time and attention on. Man, listen, I created that, and I'm on to the next. I'm working on a painting over here. Then I got some time, my computer back here. Then I got, my production area over here. I got a couple customers coming through over there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have multiple things going on that I'm like, it's impossible for a person to really be taking a bunch of pictures, coming up with a cool caption. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Saying something slick. It's like, how did you do all that unless you spent all of your time doing it? I'm not taking nothing away because I know there's a lot of people that are successful that do those types of things. But for a person like me, coming from where I'm coming from, I'm gonna just put my, I'm gonna put
Your
my
energy
energy
in the
in,
work.
and I'm gonna put it into the grind of the work. And then guess
Yeah.
what? I know for certain, I don't care whether it's on a digital platform or a physical platform, the efforts that I put into the work is going to manifest itself into this world, bro. Every time. Let me tell you this. Because of that type of work ethic, because of being being that way, I don't
Yeah.
cold call nobody. I don't pick up phones and ask about, yo, you want to come through? Can you come by this? Can you do this? Can you do that? No, I just keep working. You understand what I'm saying? And because of that grind, my phone ring. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yo, I want to get this. I get a DM. You get what I'm saying? I get an
Yeah.
inbox. I get an email. I don't push myself on nobody. I push myself to continue to create and to dream as big as I possibly can. And that's where I put my efforts at. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you ain't, I'm creating product, whether it's a physical product, whether it's something like I said, like a book. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, it's something that is tangible in some type of way. I gotta put my efforts on that and strive to be the best in that arena because at the end of the day, my thing is, I already know. I'm like all these picture taking jokers. If I show up at your spot, how much work you got? Get what I'm saying? How much work do you actually really have? What do you have in the archive? In the archives, what you got tucked away? You gonna run out.
Man, they
So now
talking.
somebody come, yeah, because somebody gonna come buy you out. If they come and buy you out, just say you get that verse, they come buy you out. Now you in the lab for the next 3-4 months trying to figure out what to do next because you gotta move on. You get what I'm saying? But you could have
Yeah.
been doing that, spending the time doing that on a daily basis. And having, I think
Exactly.
just my concept is to have more of a balance. You know what I mean? I know I could do more in that arena. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
still, no, I gotta be balanced. I gotta be balanced in it. I'm not. I can't be no. I'm not gonna be no slave to no phone, bro.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
slave to nobody's algorithm out here, man.
Oh yeah, because
That's what it
that's
is.
all they're really doing. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I started doing this. It's funny
Uh huh.
because when I started doing this, people didn't even know because I was doing those basketball games. Quite naturally, I had a voice, but they never knew all that. Plus, I was a singer, so I know about air and
Mhm.
how to go up and down, and so
Mhm.
knowing all that kind of stuff, Think about it. Somebody knows how to sing, but yet he's doing. I did the Palestra. I did St. Joe's. I did Temple. I did every arena, Drexel. I did McGonigal Hall. You name it, I did it. And the funny part was, I used to joke around and call myself Howard Cosell when I was a kid. So this says that Howard Kells. I used to play around with that stuff and mess with other announcers. I used to try
Uh-huh.
to do Dick Enberg. I did Merlin Olsen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I did numerous Dick Stockton. I was just emulating that stuff all that time. And
Mm-hmm.
then these people go to school for this stuff, and all I do is pick up. I just hear that
Mm.
frequency, that voice, and that's it for me. And that's all I've been
Gotcha.
doing. You know, so but
Okay.
I have learned some of the stuff that you know about now,
Okay.
you know, with the intellectual properties, and
Gotcha.
that would be a whole nother conversation.
Gotcha.
But the point is, you know, involved with something very serious. In fact, I might even
Gotcha.
talk to you about it because there was something I said to you that you might can turn it right on to, and
Okay.
that's all it needs for real. And the point is, um, like I said, you'd be surprised what everybody has turned out to be over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that I was actually in that basement because I felt
Yeah.
like everybody did something. And everybody in that basement, the one thing that we all did do, we all had a motor and an engine in us to do
Mm-hmm.
something. And
Yeah.
we all took different angles. I went into more like R&B and like I said, I've been
Mm-hmm.
on the road. I did a lot of stuff all down south. Went on tour and did all of that stuff. And I learned a lot, just like 100X. 100X went out, did what they did. They had the swag at
Mm-hmm.
the time. You know, they was the swag, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and Lee was talented. You know, I just put this together to give all y'all brothers a rose and say, look, don't stop, keep going, because you know how it is out here. There's a
Gotcha.
lot of people that will try to just you know, try to get in the way. They want to ask questions, but they really don't really care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't really want to care because their engine doesn't run like yours. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Everybody engine doesn't run the same. You know, so and you have a lot of the qualities that I have, but I just do it on the music side and I do it for
Mm-hmm.
service, which is you meet people, you connect, you try to make things happen. You sit in the middle. You just make it happen. That's all you're trying to do. Just trying to make
That's
something
it.
happen. And
That's
can't
it.
nobody knock that hustle. You know, can't nobody knock
Mm-hmm.
that hustle because you know they ain't gonna be around anyway when you really get down.
Nah, that's it. So, all right. I wanted to give you like one last thing
Yeah.
that I'm actually working on right now. I talked about everything else. You can kind of see that going on my page. But 2020 has been
Oh man.
different things for different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, it's been tragic. It's been tragical for some and triumphant for others. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And
It's
probably
like that
since
every
that
year though.
point, yeah, it's same every year, but this has been, we've been experiencing some new things, you know,
Oh yeah.
during this time period. So during all of everything that was going on, um, I had the opportunity to um, revisit something. Before I even go there, what I'm gonna say is that you know most people may know what happened in the sense of, all right, we had this, we owned the scheme, and then at some point, we didn't have the scheme anymore. And just to
Yeah.
kind of put that out there, we ended up selling it to the guys that we were partners with, not because we wanted to, but just because of the circumstances that we were in, and it wasn't pretty. You know what I mean?
No.
It was rumbling, and you know, with that being said, um, they had the advantage. You know what I'm saying? They knew the business side of things um, uh, better than us, and it put them in a stronger position. And we ended up, basically tapping out, saying, "All right, we're just going to end up selling this joint today. We're not going to run with
Yeah.
these dudes in court. We're not going to go back and forth." And we created Musée No Hard Couture after the Mesquite, after Mesquite. So we ended up walking away from that, and basically for the last 15 years, um, those guys had it, and they had the opportunity to do what they wanted to do with it, and they did
Yeah.
whatever they did with it, bro. But 2020, during smack, I'm talking about smack dab in the beginning of the shutdown, lockdown, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it, I was able to procure my brand again. So, I own the skin again. So, after 15 years, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm in the process right now of working on a relaunch. So, um, I got
Yeah.
artifacts still, and I'm gonna go the direction I'm gonna go with that, and I have Christine, and I'm looking to be able to introduce the brand to the younger generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That got to see maybe their uncles, maybe their dad or a family member. You know what I mean? Wear
Yeah.
Mesquite back in the day, or even if they didn't see anybody, they may have heard about it. Um, get them an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To get involved with the brand. There's a lot of wearable art stuff that you see going on throughout
Yeah.
social media, but it's all fragmented. And, we want to try to bring that unification, you know what I mean, of the process of delivering, you know what I mean? A
Yeah. Of
product
course.
that everybody could get if they want it, you get what I'm saying? Making
Yeah.
wearable art something that uh, is the same as getting, you know, plain t-shirt just like this, you feel me? So that's
Exactly.
what I'm working on now, and I just want to, like, kind of cap up the whole conversation with, that's a, to me, that's a major victory because, you know, uh, when, 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 when people from our community, when something is taken from us, we usually don't get it back, bro. You get what I'm
Yeah. Of
saying?
course.
We don't get it back. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
You in the music industry. How many dudes get their masters back, bro?
Oh,
Huh? How many dudes get their
yeah. They,
masters
they
back?
don't even own it. They don't
Listen,
own it, and and
that's
and
a
you've given
miracle.
up your IP.
Listen, it's a miracle when you hear about a Joker getting his masters back. But in all of these industries where we're learning, you know what I'm saying, a lot of
Of course.
different things. Um, as we go along, we don't have mentors. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm writing the book. That's why I want to do things with kids that's up and coming. Like I got a couple. It's like I got a couple little young boys that I holler at. You feel me?
Yeah. Of
One of
course.
my youngins, he has he has a brand. It's called Face Your Fears. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you've seen it, but he out the bottom. And my first thing is it's all about the IP, all about the intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm talking to him when I get young clients. Um, I had a young client here. She has a brand. It's called Illy. Um, and it's dope because she's half Greek. Her last name is Iliopoulos. So
Uh-huh.
she has this brand called Illy. So I helped out with some things. And first things first, what have you done to protect yourself? You get what I'm saying? Before you
Of
run
course.
out here and get it popping, spend that money to make sure that you have your trademarks in place and whatever and any other intellectual property IP type of things that you need to take care of. Make sure you got those things taken care of. So you know when I bring in young clients, I can name quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of them in their 20s. I'm on their top off the rip. You know what I'm saying? About making sure that they protect what they own. Forget being hot. You can do that easily. You get what I'm saying? You got the
Yeah.
right product, like you said earlier, the right timing, and you put
It's
it on
always
the.
the right timing.
If it's associated with the right people, you out the
Oh
door.
yeah.
You gonna blow. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
You you
saying?
you just
So
align. Is all it is. you were aligned at that time
Uh-huh.
when you had it going, but then you started to realize it was sharks past all that.
I
You
ain't
know.
listen. Let me say this. So from the very beginning, though, we was never sweet. I'm talking about from Tri-Vibe. We trademarked that.
Okay.
We was never wide open with any of our brands.
Yeah.
Funky Roots. Because I hear stories. That was one of the things that inspired me to write my book. I had people tell me what happened to me. They sitting face to face and gonna tell me how things went. And I'm like, nah, I ain't go like that. And I'm talking about they like, yes it did. I'm like, so okay. Let me stop talking. The game is to be sold, not told. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep a conversation going with somebody that's gonna tell me from the horse's mouth what happened with it. I said, oh, okay, this is crazy. So
Yeah.
but it pushed me to say, you know what? I can't be mad at it. Let me tell my own story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let
You
me
walked a
tell
different
my
journey.
own story. Yeah, let me talk to you guys about the path, not just the path, but the multiple paths. You know what I'm saying? That I
Yeah.
have taken. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
hills, mountains, these valleys, all types of things. You know what I'm saying? And all types of weather. There's all types of stuff you're gonna go through to get to where you want to be at in life. So
Of course.
let me just put this thing down and, let you guys know what it is. But I'm just adamant about that. And that's the funny thing is, like I said, people will tell you or they'll question it and not knowing that, oh, we was about our business. But when you dealing with people that have been trained, you get what I'm saying? This is a part of their culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be on top of this stuff. We might be first, second generation in something. You know what I mean? And most of us really is
Exactly.
first generation if we keeping it funky. You know what I mean? Listen,
Yeah.
most of these entertainers, most of the athletes, you get what I'm saying? Um, when you look at any of them, everybody don't have the Kobe Bryant story where your pop was in the league, or you get what I'm saying? It ain't like
Of
that for
course.
most people. Most people, it's like, man, you the first dude to make it out the ghetto in your whole family. And I ain't even
Yeah.
listen. I ain't talking about your aunt. Yeah, she a nurse. She got a good job. They got a alright crib. She might be the only one, but she still ain't make it. And that's what people don't understand. None of us made it until all of us made
Yeah.
it. You ain't make it. Listen, if you're an NBA player, NFL, whatever, and you got hundreds of millions, tens of millions, but you still got to go to the devil to see your aunt, your cousin, and your uncle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't make it yet. We got a
No.
long way to go. Listen, when you don't have to visit any of your family in a neighborhood that you could get shot in, miss me. Yeah, we gotta really adjust our thinking. We ain't made it until all of us made it. So, you know, I'm just here to do my part, bro. That's it. And
That's
still
all.
have
That's
some
all
fun.
everybody's supposed to do, though.
Yeah,
Everybody's
still
supposed
have
to
some
play a
fun doing
part.
what I love to do. I'm just here, man. I'm trying to be the Ralph Lauren of wearable art. That's it. I want to be
Yeah.
silver hair. Listen, silver gray hair, still creating, what I love to create from, art and from a fashion standpoint, and still, you know, um, shifting the paradigm, making people look at things differently, still being innovative, all of those things, and get to some money at the same time. You get what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? And setting up a legacy. That's all. That's where I'm at with it, man.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I ain't want to be
That
super
sounds
long
like
winded
it.
tonight. I just wanted to kind of,
Oh
you
no,
know,
no, that's why I created this. So you can get
yeah,
long winded. Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha,
yeah. So
gotcha.
now, a few people are gonna hear the story. Like I said, you're gonna be able to see it regardless. That's why I do it at night anyway, because
Okay,
regardless, people usually promote it the next day anyway. So
okay,
10 o'clock's a good time for me. That's all it
uh huh,
is. And because it's all about the internet has
gotcha.
interferences if you try to do it
Mm-hmm.
in the daytime. So
Okay,
that was another reason. Plus I was I told you I just worked out a situation with these people. Actually they know JD and all of them.
uh huh.
Jermaine Dupree. That's why I said I'm gonna keep you around the circle
Okay,
because exactly what you're talking about doing, they got some hot artists. They got some
Okay,
real
cool.
hot artists. So all you need is an artist really come out with a hot record, and they doing radio and everything. So it
Gotcha.
could work out for everybody. All right, so
Cool.
it's been a interesting, a great conversation with Anderson, aka I call him AKA Muskeen. You know, we was all in the same basement, but it's
And it's
good to
crazy.
see.
Like I just told you, it's official. Like for you to say that now, it feels the way it was supposed to feel for these last 15 years. But
Yep,
we had to,
there you go.
we had to deal with it. But now everything's back home. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Okay. All right. Shout out to April Monroe. She's right there. Shout out to Brian Harrison, Mustafo 100X. Shout out
uh-huh.
to Sonia Robinson. Shout out to Big Sam Music Group. Those are the
Uh-huh.
people that I'm talking about right there. Shout out to
Okay.
Sony and Universal.
Okay.
We out of here. Ibn
All right,
Anderson,
out of here,
his
brother.
story. All right.